Willkommen. Willkommen nach das Aufbau Haus. And now I'll go out of my very, very bad German accent. We're going to talk today about what I call the Aufbau Haus. The rules for aspiring managers of the Aten are the same as the rules for this imaginary hotel. Those rules must be obeyed, or you lose your job. That is, you don't get the answers right on the test. Aufbau Haus welcomes all and only what is called Rotrons. These are imaginary natives of outer Rotrongolia. Rotrons are very rich, and they love to come to München, and they love to stay in the Aufbau Haus. In fact, that's the only hotel that they'll stay in. Rotrons are always in residence at the Aufbau Haus. Some days there are more Rotrons than other days. Rotrons always know what other Rotrons are doing. They're not terribly sociable, and they are very, very up on it. So we must be very careful in handling them. This begins our rules. The first is the Aufbau principle. Rotrons are lazy. They require you to place them on the lowest available floor, as electrons require you to place them on the lowest energy level. They will take an upper floor only if there is no room on the lower floors. So you see here the very lowest floor is this house we'll call energy level 1. Then there is another house here, which is energy level 2. But there are 2 floors. There is this third house. We'll call that energy level 3. There are 3 floors, and so on. You must put the Rotrons in the lowest available room. Guests must have a unique hotel identification number. This is very much like the set of quantum numbers that each electron can be assigned. Manager Pauli insists. This is called the Pauli exclusion principle. That means no 2 Rotrons can be in a room. No 2 electrons can have the same unique quantum ID numbers. We'll call these rooms the sun room on the first energy level. There's also a sunroom on the second, third, and fourth energy level. Then there's the pink rooms, and there are 3 identical rooms here on the second, third, and fourth energy level. The deco rooms only start in the third house, or third energy level, and the floral rooms only start on the fourth house, or fourth energy level. You can put 2 Rotrons in a room. You can put 2 electrons in an orbital. They sleep anti-parallel. That means one is always upside down from the other. If the Rotrons are not opposite to each other, they get into a fight. So here's the first Rotron, and there's the second. As you can see, they are anti-parallel. It's the same thing with electrons. The electron spin one way is complemented by the second electron having the opposite spin. Hund's rule. Now we're getting a little more into the electrons rather than the Rotrons. So we've got these 1, 2, 3, 4 apartment houses. The Hund's rule comes into play when there are 3 identical rooms on the same level, which begins to happen right here on the 2p, or 2 pink, energy level. Rotrons, as I said before, are very antisocial. You must put them into single rooms before you double them up. It's the same thing with electrons. So let's look at building 2 here in this case. The first floor is occupied, so we have to put the Rotrons into the second floor, the pink rooms. the p orbitals. There are 3 equivalent cheaper rooms on the 2nd floor of the hotel, but we half fill each before completely filling any. So, 1, and the second one does not go in the same room, it must go in the 2nd room. The 3rd one goes in the 3rd room, and only then can we obey the Aufbau principle. This is the lowest available set of orbitals, and now we can put 2 to a room. That's called Hund's rule. Now, as you go into this exercise, in your teams, you're going to teach each other how to add electrons to the atom by using this hotel model. And the teacher will assess you in a way to be explained. But let me point out something very important. As you see, the first house, the first energy level, has only 1 kind of orbital. The second has 2, the s and the p. So we can put 2 down here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up here in the p's. Then the s and the p's can fill on the 3rd energy level, but remember the Aufbau principle. This 4th house starts filling up before the 3D deco rooms fill up. So you're going to put 2 Rotrons in here, or 2 electrons in the 4s, before you put any in the 3D. That's a very important thing to know when you're doing the Rotrons or when you're placing electrons into the various orbitals. Have a great time with this exercise.